Alrighty then. Let's get the monitor up here. All right. There we go. Hey, cat. All right, so let's see. Let's start off with some liquid clear this morning. So got some back here. Nope, that's liquid one. Oh, you know what? I need to share this out. This is Bob Ross liquid clear coming out of the can. So how many of you guys have paint all over your easel? Yeah, it's something, I tell you. All right, let's share this out. Let's see. There and there and there and there and there and there. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the art tutorial group. All right. Hey, Bruce. Anthony. You artistic machine, you. Dude, do you ever sleep? Oh, my goodness. You're just been going at it. It's good to see you, though. Good to see you back and really at it. It's so much fun. I haven't been able to stay on much live, but I have managed to watch it most all of the video. I think the only one I didn't have was the very last one. I think it's the only one I haven't watched yet. And doing a great job. All right, let's see. Let's get some liquid white. Sometimes people ask me what kind of brushes I use. A lot of different kind of brushes. This one here is a 1-inch landscape brush from Brandon Thomas Art. Brandon has a YouTube channel. And Anthony has a YouTube channel. He's on here, Grayscale Painting. If you haven't watched that channel, you really should. I sort of kind of have an idea what I want to paint today. I've got a bunch of new things I've been trying on the side, like the Mystic painting that I did recently. Although it might be interesting for y'all to watch me. I did the Copper Kettle painting from Marion Dutton offline. You had to stay a long time to watch that. It took me a couple hours to get that done. But I was really happy with the way it came out. She's a great teacher. I have a bunch of other originals over here I'm getting ready to do on the side. Different things. This painting here is going to be one that's it's been kicking around in my sketchbook for 4 or 5 months. I keep looking at it. I went through it yesterday and went through my sketchbook and folded over a bunch of tabs because I keep looking at them and go, yeah, I want to paint that, and then I forget it. I forget about it. Got a wild hair there. Hey, Joe. Welcome, buddy. Hey, Teresa. Oh man, Texas is well represented today. So let's see. Bruce is in California, I think. Anthony's in New York. We've got a couple guys from Texas here. Shout out, guys. Where are you from? We're just putting some liquid clear here on this canvas and kind of scrubbing it in. This is Bob Ross liquid clear. You can make your own liquid clear, but I got this for Christmas, so I may as well use it, right? Scrubbing this in really good. We're going to wipe some of this back off too. If you get too much liquid clear on the canvas, you're going to have problems. Oh, my brush is molted. Something terrible. What the heck? All right, let me switch brushes. All right, so I'll switch over to, let's go to a Bob Ross brush. Hey, Tina. I'm just pushing this kind of hard to get those hairs that came off. A whole bunch of them came off. It's like the brush is just suddenly coming apart. That's weird. I've never had that problem before. All right, so we got it on there even. I'm gonna try something new today. You know me, I'm always trying new things. Instead of using paper towels, for those of you who watched me for a while, you know, like a little over a year ago, my dad passed away. And my dad was in the restaurant business. And a couple weeks ago, my mom was like, hey, there's a big box of paper towels. I'll go through more paper towels than anybody you probably know. Hey, Millie. Northern California. That's like good California, Bruce. Anyway, so I've had this big box of paper towels that Dad left from like the restaurant, but I got them out the other day, and they're called food service cloths, and you can actually rub them on. I mean, dirty them up, and then just put them down in the dishwasher and turn and throw them in the washer. All right. So the reason for liquid clear is just to allow you to blend colors. You don't want too much of it though, because if you do, if you get too much of it on here, your colors just slide off the canvas. They'll just kind of run down the canvas. It makes it too slick. So it makes the canvas nice and slick and wet. Allows you to. But you know, you really can't wipe too much of it off when you put it on. Wipe some of my lines out. All right. So we're going to do a nighttime scene today. Well, let me get my... open up my odorless paint thinner here. Clean this brush. Yep, Anthony's right. Yep, that's right. It'll just run right down the canvas. So you don't want a lot of it on there. Now you can make your own. There's a video in my video library with the recipe. It's super easy to make. And it's not quite as thick as, you can make it more thick by adding more linseed oil, but this will give you an idea. You can see that this is kind of thick, maybe. I don't know if you can see in the can or not, actually, but it's pretty thick. This is the stuff I make myself. You can see it's not so thick, and I like that. It's not so fat, so it dries faster, and you don't have to worry about overdoing it too much. Okay, so let's see. A nighttime scene. Let's add, let's see, what do I want to do? Let's put some phthalo blue on here. So let me put some phthalo blue out on the, we're going to make a nighttime scene, but we're going to do something a little different this time than what we've done in the past. That's me, always doing something new. Oh, so sorry if I rattled that microphone in your all's ears. Can you mix both together? Yeah, you can mix them together. You can. It's a good question too. Yes, you can. Matter of fact, I'm about to do that right now. I'm about to put some of mine on the palette because I want to loosen this phthalo blue up a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to brush. You won't be able to see this too much right at the beginning, but you'll see it. You'll see it in just a minute. Kind of scrubbing this in. I'm not going to have a lot of sky in this because we're going to have some sky. Maybe, because this will be like a winter scene. Let's put some blue down here for the snow a little bit. Maybe it'll be on maybe it'll be on both sides, so maybe I should put it on both sides. I don't know. If we don't use it, it won't matter. We'll just paint right over it. We're just kind of keeping the brush pretty loose here. This phthalo blue is really pretty when you start to light it up, so we'll be lighting it up here in just a second. All right, now we're just brushing that out, getting a good even coat. Brush it up and down, getting both sides of the thread of the canvas. Now this is a standard economy canvas that you can get from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, any of those kind of places. It's got 3 coats of gesso on it. There is a video in the library that in my library show you how to make your own gesso. Save you a bunch of money. Good stuff. It's nice creamy. It's a nice creamy gesso if you like them that way. And if it's not, you can just add a little bit more water or a little bit more acrylic to it. play with it and have a good time. All right, let me make sure it's hello. All right, I answered Millie. Hello, Millie. Hello, Tina. You're a total newbie? It's the Tina, it's oil. This is a standard oil, wet on wet. Tom says nothing happened. You're right. Nothing's happened yet, but it's going to happen here in just a second. All right, so I'm going to add up. We're going to light up the sky just a little bit, not a lot. We're going to put some faint white light, faint northern lights up here a little bit. You know what? No, I think I'm going to use this Bob Ross brush. All right, so I'm using a Bob Ross 1-inch brush. I don't have it quite dry yet, so hang on a second. All right, now the magic begins. If you want to call it magic. I think artists are all kind of magicians in a way. They kind of create something. All right, so I'm just barely getting some of this titanium white on this brush. So I've got about this much titanium white on this brush. But I'm going to take it and wipe it on this towel. Let me get this towel folded and get control of this towel. I got to get used to this. Usually I use a paper towel and I just throw it away. So I got to get used to this today. All right. So we're going to take this. We're going to wipe it off pretty good. And now let's just kind of put some northern lights in here. I'll tell you what. Let's do this first. Let's put a place for the moon in here. So we'll still keep this really light. Just paint a spot here for the moon. Although we won't really put the moon in there right now. All right, maybe just a tad more. Just a tad more. Let's go back over there. Yep. Oh, a few nights. Just a little bit of northern lights up there. All right. How's that coming through? Is that coming through okay for you guys? Can you see that? All right. Let's put a little bit more. I'm going to wipe it off on the towel again. Putting just a tiny bit of paint on here. Just a tiny bit of paint on here. All right. With that, let's clean the brush. So again, we're just cleaning this in liquid paint thinner, Oto's paint thinner. All right, now we're going to blend this just a little bit. I don't have a lot of blending to do just yet. I'll use a 2-inch brush. So, well, didn't I get a new hockey brush? I think I did. Oh, yeah. Oh, Anthony, check this out. I found a Jenkins blender when I was out this weekend at a flea market. Believe it or not. I forgot that I got that. So I'm anxious to try out this new brush. This thing is soft. All right. So let's just blend these northern lights back out a little bit. Brushing them up. This is a really soft brush and a really soft touch. So we're not going to bother to clean this brush out though. We're just going to kind of... All right. That looks pretty good. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of finger painting now. So now you look here. This is all the paint I'm using. There's no peaks on this at all. Hey, Linda. I know, right? All right, so let's go. Let's put the moon in here. we don't want the moon to take it. He's not putting on a show tonight. We're going to kind of let him do his thing, but all right. I'm going to brush him back in there. I want to keep him back in the background. All right, now let's put a few stars up in the sky. Then we'll start moving toward the foreground. Hey, Dorothy, how are you guys today? Take a drink here before we get into this, just putting stars in the sky. If you never put stars in the sky, it's pretty interesting. It's fairly easy to do. All right, so I'm gonna use some liquid white. Now, on a white canvas, you can use liquid white for the same reason you use liquid clear. It's just a good, nice blending medium. But in this particular case, we're gonna use it for something different. We're gonna use it to put some stars up in the sky. Excuse me. And we're gonna do a little bit of. So this is about 50% titanium white and about 50% linseed oil. I'm just going to tap it out on this brush. I usually do this with a fan brush, but today I'm going to tap it over here in this phthalo blue just a little bit. Pick up some blue stars along with the white ones. Now we're just going to put some stars in the sky. So we're just going to take our finger, we're just going to flick this across. And the closer you get, the closer your pattern of stars will be. There we go. All right, voila, stars. Can you guys see that okay? Let me know. Oh yeah, I can see it on the monitor now. Okay. Yeah, it looks okay. Hey, Bill. Yes, Millie, yes. It looked like this originally, except without the tape. Just a white canvas. And then I put 3 coats of black gesso on it. Hey, Rosemary. Clean this brush out and use it again. No, I'll tell you why, Carol. I have a friend that does that, but I hate glitter. I have a nice, healthy hate relationship with glitter, so I don't use glitter. It gets on everything, and it just it's painful. All right, let's put some mountains in here. Actually, we're just gonna put. Think about that for a minute. I know what I had in mind, but my paintings tend to change as I go, so I might change it a little bit. So I'm going to use some mountain mixture, though. It's sort of you can make your own. It's easier if you just mix it. You can mix it yourself. Use Van Dyke Brown, Alizarin Crimson, and Prussian Blue. Makes a nice color. All right. So got a bead of paint on the palette knife. We're just going to kind of lay this mountain out a little bit. And we're going to move it a little off center. So we'll kind of, let's put it right here. We're not too worried about what happens down in the middle. You can hear me scrubbing that down. This canvas is super tight. If you haven't seen where I'm talking about stretching canvas, there's a video in the library for that. You can look at that and see it pretty well. All right, you know what? I'm gonna leave that back there. I'm gonna leave that. Oh, no, cat. Go on. All right, so let's see. Let's mix up a background color. So we're just going to kind of put this background color in here. All right, so let's put a slope right here. So you want to keep that knife pretty flush. Keep your finger off the blade, because if you don't, you're going to butter it like bread. Just kind of lay the snow in here. A little bit of background snow off in the distance. And I got to clean the knife off, so hang on a second. All right, a little bit more, a little bit more. So it's kind of small up here at the top, so we're just going to kind of tap this in, and it'll be worked just as well. If you want to see the same kind of style done, same kind of mountain layout like this, watch Anthony's channel. He's got a really good acrylic video on there about that, about how to do it in acrylics. It's awesome. All right, a little bit more, just back here in the back. All right, now we're gonna mix up the darker color, just a bit darker. And I think what we'll do, that's okay, but I think I'm gonna put a little bit of burnt umber in that. So hang on just a second. We'll put some of that out. Kind of mixing these colors as we go. We're going to put another mountain in front of this. All right, let's run this in here and see how that looks. It needs to be a little bit darker, I think. All right, let's try that. Let's see how this looks. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll let that go. That looks okay for now. I'm going to use that color again for the background on the front mountain. Hey, Hussein. Hey, Linda. Let's see. You can get brush on glitter. Oh, God. I've had so many. No, my wife would kill me. I got glitter all over the house. Oh, boy. You kidding? No. I would not want to explain to the boss lady I got glitter all over everything. That's just too bad. All right. I like the painted stars. Anyway. All right. So we're going to put a little bit of white in this brush. And we're just going to kind of put some fog in here. There's some fog out here. We're going to come back here in a second. Just tap below the piece. Below that mountain. And we'll kind of tap up really gentle up on top. Not trying to destroy what we put in. We're just kind of fuzzing it out a little bit. Float that mountain up. There we go. Now I need to brush this off a little bit. Oh, Millie, it's Grayscale Painting. He's on with us right now. Grayscale Painting. He does a lot of acrylic work, and he is really, really good at it. Anthony and I have been painting back and forth together now for a couple of years. I saw that the other day on my Facebook channel. I was like, oh man, we've... All right, we're not worried too much about this stuff down here. We'll just kind of blow that out. All right. So let's get the knife back up here and do some more work on the front mountain. Because this mountain is gonna be a big one. So what did I just do with the knife? There it is. All right. Now, if you watched the video last week, we did a lesson on just mountains. It's in the second part of the video, but we actually did a thing for Kelly about, somebody asked about mountains, and so we did a video on that. So if you want to check that out, if you have any questions when you watch it, just send them to me. I'll be glad to answer them. Now we want to cool up all these lights. We're going to cover up some of them. We know they're back there, right? We know they're back there. We don't really care what goes on down here too much. Mostly what we're caring about is this nice big ledge, and I think that nice big edge needs to be a little, well, let's take this and make this like a little bit out like that, maybe. We'll decide the slope here in a second. Let's bring this up and then make that mountain a little larger like that. All right, then we want to get the excess paint off of there. So we're just going to we'll start off by scraping it. And then let's put a little bit of a ridge this way. Pick up a little bit more paint. I'm keeping this loose. I'm keeping this loose. We're going to turn a bit of that into snow in a little bit. All right. Now, a short recap from the mountain, since we got some new folks on here. You can do all kinds. We could have actually drawn all this mountain at one time, these two sets of mountains at the same time. But I just thought I'd show you. On that video, I talked about doing one mountain and doing another, but there's actually two in here that I can see. But I want to show you, while you're taking the excess paint off, let me kind of turn this a little bit so you can see better. Let me see if can I make this closer? Yeah, all right. So as you're pulling this paint off with the brush, you don't want to touch the edge, but you can do lots of things here. So let's start off by just pulling the paint down. We'll just pull this mountain down, first of all. And then you can see that all of that's front slope, but we can come over here and brush it the other way. And we can say, oh no, we want the slope to be in closer like that. So now the slope's a lot closer that way. And we can actually, dig into it a little bit more if we wanted to. So it's a good way to lay out your mountain. I'm just spreading the paint out on this canvas. Still too much paint on there from my perspective. But the less paint you have on there, you need enough paint for it to grab, but you don't need so much paint that you're getting into a layering problem. All right, so let me think about how I'm going to do that later. All right, that looks pretty cool. Let's put the mountain in front of that. And then we got this steep slope right here. All right, let's clean the brush. Hey, Brandon, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Brandon. Oh, don't y'all hang up just because of my singing. Happy birthday to you. I've known Brandon a long time. All right, let's put some snow on this mountain. You're welcome, buddy. All right, let's pick up a bead of titanium white. So we got a bead of titanium white here on this, and let's see. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, well, that's okay. We're going to have to fix it. First of all, I got to start in the middle of the moon. All right, okay. Let's take that out. But I'm zipping along talking. Put the highlight on the wrong side of the mountain back there. So let's fix it. So this is a really good opportunity to show you that there's nothing you can mess up that you can't fix. People like people that do much art, like Brandon and Anthony and Emily Jean, will tell you, be loose with your brushes because there's nothing you can do that you can't fix. So we're going to take about 5 minutes here and fix this mountain. So some of you may be asking me what's wrong with it, and it's because it looks kind of pretty. But I'll tell you what it is. The moon's over here, but the light's coming in this way. So let's fix that real quick. I'm just going to take the brush here. I'm going to go right back up here. I'm just going to scrape that off. Actually, that looks kind of cool. I might leave that side that way. All right. Take that white edge off just a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's get a little bit of that light blue we were using before. And then we'll just put it on this side of the mountain. we go. I think we can actually do the rest of that alone. All right, so let's clean that out. All right, so let's do the back side of this mountain. So let me make this a little more blue. Oh, Brandon, I gotta tell you a story. The other day I was doing something, and Wendy was down here, and I said, I gotta make this a little more blue here. She's like, oh, you sound like Brandon. I was like, yeah, Brandon says blue here. It was funny though. I couldn't come up with a better word. Hey, June. All right, let's start laying in some. We're putting the background color on first, and that's okay. If you guys have any questions as we go, just ask. Because there's a ton of knowledge here. If I don't know the answer, there's other people on this channel that probably do know the answer. I think Brandon, what season are you on now, dude? Aren't you like getting ready to start recording like season 5 of Painting with Magic? I'll show you just a minute. I'll do something with these little foothill mountains. I kind of switched to the highlight color while I was talking. Once we get this mountain in, we'll do some other things here. 6 seasons. 6 seasons. Wow. That's a ton. All right, I'm going to mix a little bit of this dark color on the small end of this knife, like that. And we're just going to kind of come in here and make some opposite slopes for these guys. There you go. Just kind of set those mountains back up in the side. All right, let's see. Let's put some mist in here. Hey, BT, later on, I'll send you a message. I got a brush question for you. All right, so let's see. So let's put a little bit of snow in here, or not a little. Well, no, kind of. We're gonna make this more like fog. Let's do that. That's a big old steep one right there, Anthony. It's going to be one of those places where somebody lives too, so. Alright, I'm just going to kind of blend this in, and it kind of makes some snow across here. I'm going to put some other stuff in there too. But a nice ridge of plains here. Maybe we'll slap a couple trees in there to go with it too. We'll see. We're just kind of blending this a little bit. That nice cold blue snow. You better put your coat and earmuffs on for this painting. All right. Now, let me think about this because I haven't done this before. Oh, excuse me while I contemplate this. I'm just kind of noodling here. I think I'll do that with my knife. It might be easier. I'm trying to get an idea here where I want this to be. You can do it like this, and you can just change it if you want to when you're going. So, all right, I think I have an idea of what I want to do now. So, all right, so let's continue on here. I'm just going to continue to bring the snow in here. As you can see where I scratched, you can't really see that, so it's okay. All right, let's put some trees in. Put a couple little trees in here before we put our cabin in here. We're going to put a cabin in here in a little bit. So I need some sap green. Thank you, Carol. Are you going to do a black canvas too? I mean, I love black canvases. I just really do. My next painting, though, I got a couple I'm gonna be doing on white canvas, but I like black canvases. I just really do like them a lot. All right, so we're just gonna mix on the brush here some Prussian blue, some alizarin crimson, some sap green, titanium. Van Dyke brown. Let's put a tree or two in here. So let's start right about here. So we've got to be mindful of that moon up there. Kind of getting an idea where I want this to go. All right, that looks okay. Let's tap this baby in here. All right, so those of you that are new, because there's new people, let me set this brush down. I'll show you with another brush. So what we're doing, we're loading this brush up. As you can see, there's a lot of paint in this brush. So what we're going to do, we're going to take just the tip, this part, right? We're just going to tap, tap, tap with the edge of this brush. We're going to tap down the tree trunk, tap, tap, and go this way, and then tap, 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 and go that way, like a little Z. So we're going to start off by painting in the dark color, because that is the back of the tree. So let's do that. A couple taps right in the beginning just to make the top of the tree. Boy, it's a nice color. That came out pretty good. I like that. Not as dark as I'd like. We can darken it up next time. All right, so there's the back of the tree sitting there. Got a tree sitting off in the distance. Pick the brushes off the floor. All right, now let's take that. Let's get a knife to that, and we're going to take some dark sienna. And I don't think it matters how many knives I have. I can never find the exact one I want. All right, let's take a little bit of that, a little bit of this bluish white snow. Just make a little bit of a marble mix. That's an awful lot of paint. Make a little bit of a marble mix. There we go. Right. And then we'll just come in here and we'll put a little insinuation, a little bit of insinuation about the trunk. And then I think I'll clean that off. And we're just going to kind of make a tip up of that tree. Now let's put some highlights on it. So let's see. Let's do that with a different brush. That way I don't have to keep cleaning brushes all the time. All right, so we'll use a number 3 Bob Ross brush and some liquid white, which we'll put over here. So again, we got the brush pretty well loaded, but this stuff is pretty thin. So you want to just tap it lightly. You don't want to light up your whole tree. You don't want to light up the whole tree. Your color starts to get polluted, and it will. You just kind of move it over. There we go. then we'll take some of this darker green color and just light it up just a tad, a little tad more than that. One more tad. All right, let's try this. Let's see how this looks. I think I want it to be a little lighter still, even. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now let's try it. So I'll do this in reverse on the next tree, just to show you guys how you. All right. Anthony is an acrylic guru, ain't he? And he uses some of the wildest stuff you'd never believe. Just like us in oils. We got, hey, here's how you can make your own gesso. He's like, hey, you can use shampoo to make your stuff last so long. Oh, thank you, Millie. Well, we're glad to have you, all of us. We're all glad to see you. All right. So let's put some more snow. You know what? I'm out of white, so let's pick up. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let me put another big bead of white out there for a minute. Here's another good hint for you. If you're oil painting, if you've got paint on your hands or on your arm, like I just laid mine in the paint, really good thing to use to get the paint off your hands while you're painting without stopping to wash your hands is just use baby wipes. They work. They work really good. I don't know how that turned out to be, but it is the truth. It is the truth. All right, so let's tell you what, let's get a third fan brush going. Why not? Because I'm just going to kind of, right up against this fog, we're just going to kind of flick in the thoughts of maybe there's some trees out there in the distance. Maybe we can even put another layer of trees in there like that. We're still going to push these things way off in the mountains in a minute, so they don't have to be really big or shiny or any of that kind of stuff. We're just kind of creating the thought that there's more trees back here in the forest somewhere. Yeah. How about the shampoo? I know. The other day, though, I told somebody you were using dishwashing detergent. That was wrong. I was like, oh my God. And then later I was watching, it's like, oh no, wait. I told you dishwashing detergent, but he's using shampoo. Oh my goodness. All right. Emily Jean is a really excellent, she's an outstanding acrylics painter as well. She doesn't stream a lot, but man, what she does, the stuff that she makes is just freaking amazing. All right, so we're going to put a bead of titanium white on this knife, and we're just going to create some texture in this snow back here. We're just kind of make a snow bank back here in the back. Same technique we use for the mountains. Just creating a little bit of texture on this snow. I hope I didn't just move in y'all's way. We don't need a lot of that in here, but okay. Just to create some texture. Yeah, that's right. It works. It works. Whatever works for you, be surprised at things you see people can do. All right. Let's get some Van Dyke brown out. Let's work on this cabin just a little bit. And then I need to just make sure I can figure out where it's going to go. So let's go ahead and put it in. May not finish it, but we'll go ahead and start it. So this is the part, and if you've watched me paint, you've seen me paint cabins in here before, but this is the part that's a little bit different in that usually my cabins, are smaller, and they look like they're sitting off in the distance, a lot off in the distance. And so what we're doing here is we're pulling it in closer to make that mountain look farther away. So that'll be kind of cool, maybe. We'll find out in a minute. If we don't, you get to see me do the correction thing I did on the mountains a while ago. All right, let's go. All right, so let's put this in here. This is the hardest part, I think, for me. It's painting the front of the cabin. And we'll just kind of keep going. Yeah, alright, so let me clean this knife off. Alright, so I want that to be more like... Yeah, that looks better. We're not going to have a lot of detail in the cabin, but it's still, we're going to kind of be sitting in the foreground here, make it kind of cool. All right. Anthony, did you see the question that was on there the other day about the, where somebody was asking if, about the, what was the term I'm looking for? I don't know, durability? The archivability, that's what it was, the archivability of shampoo. I didn't know if you saw it. I didn't, of course, I didn't know the answer, so. All right, so we're just kind of putting some front on this here. And then we'll cut some of it off here in a second. A little more paint. Now, you can always paint these in with a brush. It'll give them a different look, but, you know, whatever. All right, now we're just going to mix a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Make it just a little bit darker. Okay, that's cool. That's good. I know you go back and read all that, so I figured you probably did. But what was the answer? Since I didn't know the answer, so. Or is that the answer? It hasn't failed yet. Now I'm just wiping off the excess paint I don't want to have to deal with. All right, so let's just do that. That looks okay. Let's take some of this Van Dyke brown. We could use black, but I think I'll just use Van Dyke brown. Put a door in here. The windows, we'll make the windows dark. There's nobody home this time. You can just make them yellow. You want to do that? We can just make them yellow. I just put them in, but I can take them back out. It won't unbind. Okay, that's cool. All right, tell you what, let's make them yellow. So this is cool. I'll get to show you a cool tool. There's a tool I got from my buddy Wilson Bickford. It's got a little razor edge kind of thing. It's not rubber. It's rubber though. It's not razor. It's not really razor, but it looks like a razor edge. On the other, it's got a little tip like that. That looks out of focus. There you go. Anyway, it's for taking paint off. So we're just going to take a little bit of paint off right here. We're just going to kind of unpaint the window. There we go. And you just wipe it off with a towel. And let's do another one. There you go. All right, then we'll paint a little bit of, take a little bit of cad yellow. Put some on the palette. Take just a tad of cad yellow and a little bit of titanium white. Let's do that with a flat. I got a flat over here somewhere. There it is. All right, so my video library is pretty full. You guys feel free to look out there and watch as much stuff as you want to. That's what it's there for. If you have any questions on any of it, let me know. Sometimes things you see in earlier videos might be different than what I'm doing now, but that's the world of art. That's the world of art. All right, so just put a couple little windows like that. How's that? Now somebody's home. All right, well, let's start. Let's finish the other side of the house. Let's finish up some trees here. So let's see. I need a fan brush. I'm gonna need a bigger fan brush than that this time. All right, so let's get a big fan brush. And I need a little bit more paint. Because you can't paint. It's hard to paint without paint. So I'm keeping to the same tree mixture. With a little bit of midnight black added to it to make it kind of darker up here closer. All right, let's mix all that on the brush. So we got some of that, some of this, some of this. Yeah, it looks nice and dark. That looks good. All right. So let's start off, let's see, let's put a tree right here. Right over this mountain. Got a lot of paint in this brush. All right, so that one's gonna go there. Let's lay these out and then we'll come back and put them in a second. And let's put another one like right here. Because I want to put the snow in here. And then, let's see. Well, let's start with that and see what we got. All right, so let's bring the snow forward now. We're going to kind of go through some of these trees that we just did, but let's start off with a bit of texture, maybe. Well, you know what? I'll tell you, let's do this. Let's do this just to be doing something different. Let's take, got this fan brush loaded anyway, all right? So let's just push some bushes up in here with the edge of the fan brush like that. Up in front of these trees. Pull another area landscape. Then we'll bring out some liquid white. Just kind of tap, tap. You don't want to cover up all that dark. We'll leave some of it in there. All right, here we go. Hey, Sonny. All right, let's tap in some fog right along in here. Push those back. Then we'll use the hake brush and soften it up just a little bit, all of it. All right, I don't want to push too much of that around because. All right, let me clean that brush, and then we'll go to. We'll put some brush snow. People make a bigger deal out of putting snow on than they probably should. It's just, it's not all that hard to put it in. Just kind of brush it in there. You can progress snow pretty fast. Just pay attention to the lay of the land. I should have blended that a little bit more. My bad. Let's do it. There we go. Then we'll just soften it after we put it down. Right there. We'll build a little path there in a second. Just keeping the brush kind of loose right now. Just kind of putting some snow on the ground. Alright, so we kind of have the landscape part of it. Now let's soften it up a little bit. Soften it up a lot. Yep, a darkened sap green. I actually use a Van Dyke brown and Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, and then and some sap green. Okay, we're just softening all this back here. We'll leave that texture back there in the background for right now. Soften, 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 soften. There we go. Maybe soften a little bit of that, just a little bit. Here we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, so let's look at that for a second while I clean out. I've got a couple of brushes here I need to clean out. So the blue, of course, is giving you shadows in the snow. Makes a good shadow. All right. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do from here? Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start to put these trees in. I think I'll put another one in there too. Let's go ahead and put this one in. Going over a lot of paint here, a lot of paint. I'm gonna put another one in right beside that one, except taller. It's a new fan brush I just got. It'll be interesting to see how it does. That's an odd tree, looks odd. Let's fill it out and then we'll fix the cabin part of it. Actually, maybe we'll push it up here by the cabin. Let's do that. We have a tree like that growing down by our cabin. It's growing right up on top of our cabin. Put this tree in. And we'll put a couple bushes around there. It needs to be a little bit darker. I'll darken it up a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so let's put the middle of the tree in. Still got that color we made a while ago. I'll just show a little bit of it here. Just a little bit of insinuation of some tree parts sticking out. Trunks sticking out. Tree parts. Okay, whatever. Alright. Now, these trees are on the other side of the moon, so they're going to be highlighted on the other side, the opposite side. And we'll just let it kind of get darker as it goes down. Let's flip the brush over to the other side. This tree's a little farther away, so we'll let it kind of fade out there. Alright, let's mix up some of this sap green color with a little blue. A little more blue in there. Here we go. That looks pretty good. Put the reverse highlight on it. And put some bushes down in here. And a little more over here. And then let's put... Hey, Diane. Again, let's go back to that landscape brush that we were using earlier. And we'll just... tap some color in here. A little bit of color. Just touch, 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 touch. There we go. Now, these trees actually pull a little bit of this color. Like the brush up. Pull a little bit of this color out. Make some shadows there. Maybe even a little bit right here. That's okay. And brush it back to the landscape. Alright, let's put a path. I think we'll just make the path a little bit darker. Let's see what that looks like. Let's do that. Let's just kind of... Alright, let's put some... We'll come back and deal with this path some more in just a minute. Thank you, Millie. Alright, let's put some snow up on the roof, shall we? So we're going over a lot of paint now. A lot of paint. Well, this is not how it looked in my drawing book, but it came out okay, I guess. And let's see. I've never tried this before. Let's see. Maybe like put a few icicles down there. Let's see if we can do that. Oops, drop my knife. Maybe let's have a few icicles hanging down. All right. Let's just soften this path just a little bit. Soft, 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 soft. Softer, softer. Oh, I got some white still in there. That's okay. Let that white. Thank you, Millie. All right, now let's put a few little touch-ups in there and see what we got. Let's get a filbert brush and some of this dark color that we mixed up earlier. Let's put some fence posts in here. Let's put one like right there, right there. Now you know what? Let's see if we let's just double load it and see if we can do it that way. That might be cool. Since I don't need that one actually highlighted too much, let's highlight that one. A little more brown. All right. Let's clean that off before we do another set. Hang on a second. Where'd my shop tail go? Here it is. All right, so we're going to double load this brush, which means we got one color on one side, another color on the other side. And let's have make sure I load it right. Da, 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 da. I think we'll put a big rock right there just to have something there. All right, let's highlight these ones that I didn't highlight. So we'll just come here and put a little bit of snow on top of these rails, like that. And then we're going to come back and work on this path some more. Just a slight bit of highlight, just a slight, not much, not much. And maybe, let's see. A little bit of snow around the base of these guys. Where it's just kind of falling into the weeds growing around the thing. They weed eat like I do, terribly. All right. Okay. Let me think about that for a second. Let's put a rock in here. Where is? Wipe my hands off for a second. All right, let's put a couple things in here actually. Let's pick up a bunch of this dark color that we've got here. push some bushes in here. Around that side like that. Put another bush like right here. I'll put a rock out there. So let's put another bush like that. Just a casual bush over this way. Maybe just cover that corner. All right. Thank you, Millie. Well, it looks like the cabin's open. If somebody's there, they'll let you in. All right. Let's get some liquid white. Tap, tap, tap on the brush. Let's just tap, tap some snow in around these bushes around this way. We're just lightly touching that. All right, I'm getting down to the final few things here. All right, let's put in some stones, first of all. Some round stones. What you say? What you say? Let's put in some. So we'll, like we were doing before, we'll double load the brush. We'll put one color on one side and one color on the other. I'll show it to you in just a second. So you can see on this side, Benedict brown. This side, white. We're going to take the brush and just go in it from the side. And we're just going to kind of create these little stones. You got to reload. He's got his little snow-covered rocks running around his path there. Put a couple in, a couple over that way, just for the heck of it. All right, and let's put one big snow-covered rock right there. All right, put the filbert away, get a knife back out. Pick up some dark color, maybe some of that gray, like from the mountain color. Let's go right in here and put a rock. It's your bravery test. I used to hate it. Marion would say that. Marion Dutton is a fine, fantastic artist. I guess if you don't watch her on YouTube, you should. She's awesome. I've been a student of hers for a long time as well. She's excellent. All right, some more. All right, so we gotta kind of put this rock in there. And then let's just take and put some snow around it. And then we'll sit back and take a quick look. I don't want to brighten all this up too much. Just picking out a little bit more titanium white, just a tad. We want to push that rock back a little bit. So let's take some color, kind of push some color in there like that. And then we'll kind of flick it up like that. Then we'll take some liquid white on the edge of the tip of the same brush, and we'll just kind of flick some snow-covered weeds up in here. Like that. There we go. All right, now let's just smooth this out a little bit. And then we'll soften it. I'm just going to use a 1-inch brush to soften it. Soften those lines. little bit of shadow. Not a lot. The moon's not that bright tonight. All right. Okay. Bit of snow on the path? That's a good idea. That's an excellent idea. I like that. We'll do it. Hang on a second. Let me wipe this brush out. I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot, as a matter of fact. Just kind of rub that down a little bit just to make it. And then I think, since we got that there, let's pull that highlight around a little bit. Let's pull some of that texture around this way. Sometimes you hold a knife so light, you just drop it. All right, here we go. At least I do. All right, that's good. All right. Some light blending. Make sure you stay with the slope of the landscape. Spread that out, I reckon. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Pull some of that excess out of there. There we go. Thank you, Tina. That's a good idea. I like it. All right, guys. I think that's about it for this one. What's today? We'll be back on Wednesday. Paint another painting. I think seems like a right day. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop me a line. If you want to be on my friends list, just drop me a friends list. Click on the channel, and we'll be glad to send you notifications when we're going to be on. That way you'll see us as we come on. I had a little snow right here on this ridge. A little bit more right there on the top. There we go. All right, that's it. All right, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Tina and Kathy and Anthony and Diane and Brandon. All you guys. Hope you guys like this and got a lot out of it. Talk to you soon. Bye.